Hey, I'm live. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are joining me on the planet. My name is June Allen and I am the founder of The Art of Greatness at juneallen.net, and I teach African-centered self-love, sisterhood and sobriety. Hi, thanks for joining. Thank you for joining. So today's topic, I am sharing 3 apps that I use for inner calm. Okay, with everything that's going on, it's nice to have some tools. It's nice to have some resources. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing 3 of my personal apps out of my phone that I use for inner calm. Okay, so but before I get into that, I'm just going to show you a little bit about who I am, what I do, for those of you that don't know anything about my work. Hi, thanks for joining. And then we'll do a little bit of housekeeping and then dive into the content. So for those of you that don't know anything about me, I'm a mum, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a retreat facilitator. I'm also a student psychotherapist and I absolutely love what I do. I started my journey back in 2009. I went into recovery for addictive relationships, dysfunctional relationships. I've kept finding myself in situations that were unhealthy. So I wanted to do something about it. So I went into therapy. I went into recovery. Sorry, this thing is starting to fall down. Okay. Went into recovery, went into therapy. And had an amazing experience, learned so much about myself. But what I learned through the recovery process, particularly, was that there was no cultural context. I didn't understand how to apply the healing tools, the concepts and stuff that I was being taught to what it meant to be a black woman still living under a system that is oppressive, that is racist. And so I began reading, I began researching, I began doing all of these things to try and make sense of what was going on with me, what was going on within my family. Why is it that I found it so difficult to, have relationships that were healthy? And so, I'm sorry, this thing is going to do my head in today. Okay. Why I found it so difficult to have relationships that were healthy. But in my own process, in the process of having therapy, and in also training to become a psychotherapist as well, which I am at the moment, I just, so much of the light bulbs were going off. I really began to understand who I was as a black woman, why I was behaving the way I was behaving. What was at the root of my pain was internalized racism. It was internalized racism that was kind of driving all of these things. And, a lot of the stuff that was going on in my family and what I saw in the community were other people that struggled to deal with the vulnerability and the unheard pain of what it meant to be black. So I've, for the last 4 or 5 years, I have shared my experience, I've shared my tools, and I continue to learn, I continue to grow, I continue to heal. And as I'm doing all of that, I share all of that with my audience. And people have really responded well to what I've shared because they identify the fact that I've been able to to create a language for people to be able to understand how they feel, why they feel a certain way, and the fact that there was a cultural context to it. And that is what makes me different from other coaches, from other mentors, from other people that do, this support work. I talk about it from a position of, from a cultural context, which is why, I kind of coined it about, I talk about, African-centered self-care. So it's not just about, support that you have when you're in the therapy room or if you're in a group or whatever it is. I like to give people tools and things that they can use when they leave those places. Because obviously, living under the system of racism... sorry, my cat's doing some strange things. Actually, no, it's all right. So I thought she wanted to go outside, but she's all right. So living under the system of racism, it's important that we have the tools to be able to take care of ourselves 24/7. So so I love what I do. So that's a little bit about me and how I got into doing this work and a little bit about what African-centered wellness is. So now I'm just going to jump into a little bit of housekeeping. So just a tiny little bit of housekeeping. This Saturday, is the Melanin Mindfulness class that I've been doing with the ladies in my lovely group. And if you would like to join us for the Melanin Mindfulness class, you can click the link in the bio, go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. mindfulness.net. And the mindfulness class, you can either get that class separately, or you can join. I have like a Rona wellness package that I've done. At the moment, it's on at £60 versus £134 that I normally charge for my monthly sessions, my monthly group. So yeah, you get the access to the book club sessions as well. We are currently reading, I don't have it with me, Bell Hooks, All About Love, and that is the next session for that is not going to be for another 2 weeks, so I haven't got the topic and stuff in place yet. But this week we do the mindfulness class, and then the following week we do the wellness class. So that's my cat making all that noise again. Sorry about that. Hi, thanks for joining. So basically, if you are interested in joining us for those classes, you get both classes, the mindfulness and the other class as well, at the reduced rate. So if you click the link in the bio, you can join us there. So for those of you that have just joined, my name is June Allen, and I am the founder of The Art of Greatness at juneallen.net, and I teach African-centered self-love, sisterhood and sobriety. So today's topic, I'm sharing three apps that I use for inner calm. Okay, 3 apps for inner calm, which is important at the moment. Okay, so if there's anything that I say, or anything that I say during this broadcast that you don't understand, or you want more information or whatever, then you can drop your comments below, whether you're watching live or on the replay, or you can send me a direct message if you don't want all your business on the internet. Okay, hi, thanks for joining. The other thing is, if you know anybody else that is interested in getting hold of some really good apps for you to take care of yourself and to reduce calm and all of that stuff, especially if you suffer with anxiety or even depression and stuff like that, these apps I'm going to share with you are really good for creating balance, for helping you just to get present to where you are, and to just be more self-compassionate generally. So if you know somebody that's struggling with anxiety, especially with everything that's going on at the moment, then you can share this. Hi, thanks for joining. You can share this broadcast with them. And the third thing to remember is that anything that I share in this broadcast is for informational purposes only, and should not be used as a substitute for seeing a licensed mental health professional. So the 3 apps. Okay, so I'm giving you my phone. So the first app that I wanted to share, and I've got a special wellbeing folder on my phone. The first one that I want to share with you is an app called Liberate. Okay, Liberate, Liberate. Okay, and I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see that little red icon there. Okay, I'll put it on Instagram as well. The little icon there, you can see that. Basically, that is a meditation and well-being app for people of color. Okay, so the reason why I like this app is because the meditations and all of that kind of stuff are specific for people of color. So when you go into it, they've got like a little feature. Okay, the feature is resting in spacious awareness, and then they have a section with community favorites in it. And then if you go into the search button, okay, there's all different topics. So it talks about ancestors, anxiety, self-worth, depression, race, microaggressions, mindfulness, and they've got talks as well. They've got talks as well as guided meditations and stuff like that. And they're specifically, the teachers in there are specifically people of colour. And the stuff that they talk about is kind of in relation. I did a really nice one this morning about ancestors, which is really good. And it's all different faiths as well. Some are Buddhist, some of them are just kind of new age. But it's a really simple app, really easy to use, and it's free. And they also have a free Facebook group as well. So so it's nice for people to be able to have a bit of community behind it as well. So that is the first one, the Liberate app. Okay, so I'm just going to show you that as well, so you know when you go onto it. All right, it's got like a little Buddha person there. Okay, so that's the Liberate app. The second app that I use, which I probably use this more than anything actually, this one, is called Insight Timer. Okay, Insight Timer. Okay, let me just get there. So this one has got like a little Buddha bowl. Can you see that? Insight Timer, that one there. All right, I don't know if you can see that on Instagram. It's not very, actually, if I go back a bit, I don't know if you can see it. But it's got like, it's a white background. We've got like a little, one of those Tibetan sound bowl things in the middle of it. And this one, there's a massive community on this one, and they have got so many different things. Okay, they've got classes, they've got talks. On here, look, it's got 24,000 meditations that are available and stuff like that. So, you know, the dashboard is a little bit more sophisticated than the other one. You've got bookmarks, meditations, music, they've got talks, they've got sleep, they've got a section for beginners, and obviously they've got all the different other categories as well. And I like this one as well. I mean, recently, this Insight Timer, I think it was last Black History Month, they did actually do a feature focused on people of colour that were doing courses and meditations and all of that kind of stuff. So they do actually have a section in there now for people of colour, which I thought was a really nice thing to do for Black History Month, and they've kind of carried it on. So I really like this one, and there's some particular, you know, favourites that I have in here that I listen to quite a lot, and there's all different types, and there's different lengths as well. You know, if you've only got 2 minutes or whatever, you can actually put in, you know, if you put a search in, say for, let's have a look, if I put a search in for stress, okay, it will give you, you know, all of the stuff that comes up, and then it gives you the top result, you know, the most popular one, and then it will give you the topics that come under stress in the categories, and then it will give you all the different things, like, you know, they give you some options for guided meditation, and it will tell you whether it's talks or whether it's a, you know, visualization or whatever it is. It will give you all the different types of categories that come under stress. And also the last bit of it is they'll tell you the publishers, like the teachers that actually teach the different classes. So yeah, this app is kind of a bit more sophisticated in the sense that you've got, you know, the search option is better, and yeah, there's a lot more different things in there. There's a lot more people that use it. But yeah, no, I really like this app. The other thing that I really like about it, and I use this more than anything, is they have a section, a timer. Okay, so you can choose the type of bowl. See, let's see if we can get that on Instagram as well. Can you hear that? So you can choose, you can have nothing. Right, so you get to choose the type of bowl if you want, then you get to set the duration of the meditation. My phone's just going to fall down on Instagram. Okay, I'm going to put that back a bit. All right. Yeah, you pick the duration of the meditation, so you get to pick, you know, whether 5 minutes or whatever it is. If you want bells to come, if you want the bell sounds to chime, you know, in between the meditation as well as at the beginning and the end, or you can set it however you want. And then also they've got different sounds as well to go with it as well. So I'm just going to play some of the... They're really nice, really calming. Just depending on your mood. Running water. It's one of my favourites, the Om. This app is called Insight Timer, this one. That's again another one with just water. I've got birds singing, harp, more bells. That one I use quite a lot as well. My daughter likes that one. Yeah, so whatever your mood, you just pick whatever one you like, and then you just save it. So this one is I probably use this more than anything. So this app is called Insight Timer, okay, and it's a little white background with like a little. I'm going to show you the thing again. It's a white background with like a little Tibetan bowl in the middle of the app, so you can see that. So yeah, Insight Timer is really good as well. So yeah, I really like that. And the third and final one that I use is called, it's a very simple one, this one, is called the Breathing app, okay? Now, it's a very simple app. We can see this here. Okay, that's what it looks like. Just looks like a little grey ball in the middle of it. Okay, just like a little grey ball. And what happens is, when you go onto it, right, it's got a very, when you click it, okay, you just breathe in and out to how the ball is playing out. Can you see that? Yeah, so if you're feeling stressed or whatever, you're welcome, darling. You're welcome, Julio. Is it Juliet? Julio. Okay. Yeah. So a really great thing about this particular app is that what you can do is you can set, first of all, you can set the duration. Hang on, is this one? So you go into the time. You can set how long you want to do the breathing thing for. There's just a little thing here. Yeah. So you just move that along and tell the app how long you want to do the breathing exercise for. Or you can set the way that you breathe. Okay, so it's got all these little numbers at the bottom. So you can, like as an example, this particular one now is set it on in for 4 and out for 6. Okay, in for 4 and out for 6. So what you do is you basically assess how fast or slow you want the breathing to be. So maybe if you're feeling particularly stressed, you want to choose one that's much slower. So if I choose the 6.6, okay, you'll notice that that's much slower. Okay, because you in for 6, out for 6. Greetings, thanks for joining. Yeah, in for 6, out for 6. Can you see that? I'm going to show that on Instagram. Can you see that? Yeah. So if and this one is a really nice one. If you're you might sometimes if you're out and about or whatever and you don't want to, if you're out and about and you're on the train or whatever and you just want to get calm during rush hour, not that anyone's going out at the moment with all the coronavirus going on, but or if you're at home and you just want some peace and you just want to really get present inside your body, you don't want any distractions with music or anything, because sometimes having music on can also add to the distraction. If you just want to get present in your body, just get present in the moment, you can just use the breathing app just to focus on the breath. That is a really great way to ground yourself, to get present to what's going on, and just to be observant of what's going on, not just in your body, in your thoughts. Are there any aches or pains or whatever? Not from a position of judging whatever's going on in your head or in your body, but from a position of just being observant and honouring what's actually going on in your body. So that's the third and final one, the breathing app. Really like that one. Very, very simple, just unapologetic. It's no bells and whistles, not fancy, it's let's have a look. So you can say, I'm just joking. Could you type the name of the apps you recommend? Thank you so much. First time joining you. You're welcome. What I'll do is if you give me a minute and go to, or you can watch the replay. Then you can watch the replays. The replays will be in there. I will actually put them on my website as well. So if you go to heal.juneallen.net, that's heal.juneallen.net, that's heal.juneallen.net. Give me half an hour or so. I will put the link to this live, because I'm going to download it and upload it. Hopefully, if YouTube is behaving itself, and you can get the apps there. So I'm just going to run through them really quickly again. Oh, do you know what? Actually, I don't know if I'll be able to do it now. I was going to come out and cut and paste them in, but I can't do it when I'm on live. But yes, the 3 apps are, the first one is called Liberate. Okay, Liberate, which is an app for people of colour. Okay. The second one is Insight Timer. Okay, and the third one is the breathing app. The first one that I mentioned, Liberate, is the one that's got the cultural context to it. Insight Timer has got a section, they've got POC people in there as well. And the last one, the breathing app, is very simple, very unapologetic, but very simple, just to help with the breathing. It's just to help you to regulate the breathing. So I love that one. So if you've got any other questions, let's have a look. Okay, she's just joking. Yes, all right, no problem. So yeah, you can either watch the replay to get them again, or just go to my website and I'll put them up there in about half an hour or so. All right. So anybody got any other questions or anything about the 3 apps that I have given for Inner Calm? Then you can drop your question below, or you can send me a direct message. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was a really short and sweet one, but yeah, no, it was good. I'm starting a new thing that I'm doing every week, that I have a theme days, and Tuesday is Tools Tuesday. Do you see that? It's Tools Tuesday. So Tools, obviously I'm sharing apps. So every Tuesday now I'm going to be sharing some of the stuff that I use, okay, from within my own wellness routines and rituals and stuff like that. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. All right, take care. Bye.